ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਕੋਰੋਨਾ ਵਾਇਰਸ ਅਤੇ ਕੋਰੋਨਾ ਵਾਇਰਸ ਦੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖਦਿਆਂ ਨਿਊ ਫਾਊਂਡਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਸੂਬਾਈ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੁਅੱਤਲ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਵਿਅਕਤੀਗਤ ਰੂਪ 'ਚ ਵੋਟ ਪਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਬਜਾਏ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਲ ਦੇ ਜ਼ਰੀਏ ਦਰਜ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ 1 ਮਾਰਚ ਤੱਕ ਮਨਜ਼ੂਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ।
There will be no in-person voting in this election. It's all now gone to mail-in ballot for the entire province. And we had heard earlier this week that election workers were quitting. That made it impossible. So the chief electoral officer cancelled or postponed voting in 18 districts. But now it's spread to the whole province that there's going to be just in-person voting or mail-in voting. This is a little of what the Chief Electoral Officer, Bruce Chalk, had to say.
There's only so long we can let this process go on, and it made sense at this point. You don't know how long this is going to be actually in the community and spreading throughout the community.
So, well, there is concern now that we're hearing today, though, from people about this kind of voting. They're having difficulty getting through on the number to get their ballots. And I spoke with someone in northern Labrador in Natwashish today. He said it's going to be very difficult for people in that community to download the ballots online. And also there are questions of linguistics. There are people in the community who don't speak English. So this is going to raise questions that I'm sure somebody's going to have to address at some point. Essentially, Michael, that as of today, we're locked down. I mean, this is a very virulent mutation of that virus. And, you know, we saw it in action in this province in the last week in the St. John's area, where we went from a couple of cases on Sunday. And, you know, they started to mount to a high daily count of 100 earlier in the week. So this is the most we've seen. And it's young people who were high school students playing sports and mingling who brought it home. So this particular variant is known to be very contagious. So right now, everything in the province essentially is back to where it was, you know, back in May, where you stick with your family and nobody else. You know, no eating in restaurants, everything but essential stores are shut down. You're asked not to go out unless you need medicine or food. I mean, we really are back to the strictest level of lockdown. And the other thing that's notable today in Dr. Janice Fitzgerald's comments is that there are changes for rotational workers. They made some accommodations some time back about allowing them to have a test and then to be with their families. But right now, they're going to have to isolate for 14 days away from their families, and they won't be able to have that test so that they can spend some time when they come back. And we've got about 20,000 rotational workers in Newfoundland and Labrador. So here's a little about the virus and what Janice Fitzgerald had to say concerning, you know, the whole issue surrounding how contagious